that there's a lot of coaches that have developed a couple of players here and there, but they haven't really done it for 10, 15 years. They did it way back, yet they're still living. And this is not to discredit coaches, but I'm talking about when you choose a coach, whether it's the college coach, whether it be your developmental coach, your pro coach. I think that coach has to still be doing it on at least producing results like every 2 years or something like that to keep your finger on the pulse. Because if you did it a while back and you're out of touch as to what's going on, not to mention maybe your passion's not there. And once again, it's not a discredit, but if this is not a dress rehearsal. You get one chance to do this as a player, so you don't get the luxury of an experiment to go and spend 3 years with somebody to find out, yeah, they don't want to travel. They're not really that excited. They've lost touch with the game. You have 3 years to waste? No, not really. So I'm really big on, if you want to choose the right person, whether it be a young developmental coach, whether you're 14, 15 years old, or whether you want to go to college, just go where the results are. As simple as that.
Many other parents have problem coaching their kids. But, I just think the number one reason they had a problem, it was because of the disciplinary factor. If that kid doesn't have any respect for you as a parent, there's no possible way for the kid to have respect for you as a coach. It's impossible. If you cannot discipline your kid at home, do not take the kid to the tennis court and try to discipline them on the tennis court, because there's more likely chance it's not going to work. Before my kids became tennis players, they were already disciplined kids already, all three of them. It was a disciplined environment at home. And they listen to me, they respect me, they listen to me, and I'll take them to tennis, and it was the same factor in the tennis court. So that was never ever a problem for me, the disciplinary factor of my kids. There were certain times when it gets a little bit rocky. We'll work hard or something didn't happen in the tennis court today. I would take it home, and then at home I'm still talking about the tennis. So these kids never get any time off from tennis. So, I did that with my first daughter. And I was thinking to myself, that gotta be stressful every day. You work 6 hours in a tennis court, and I go home and I'm still on top of them and at home talking about tennis. So eventually, what I start doing is I start leaving everything at the tennis court.
Parents sometimes want to make kids prepared for every situation, to don't experience the mistake or the situation of losing. And this is different views, and we need to have a head open to making mistakes and talking and telling our point of view, what I'm actually focused on. You think that you're watching highlights on the YouTube, you're watching highlights in the other social media, you're watching the great shots of the great players. This is just like a flower, not like the. And then they thought that they need to play the corners, the lines, the great corner. But this is not tennis. Tennis is dirty. You play always with the I don't know, 20, 30, even half a meter from the line, because you need to be safe. So you need to play over the net, high over the net, and safe in the court. Not playing lines and low of the net. And there is the point of view of many players that they are doing. But they need to make this mistake. They need to feel the loss. Feel the loss and then go through this.
We have to have a winner and a loser, and in tennis you are losing a lot. And actually, most of your career you're going to be a loser every week. It's impossible not to, and that's the only thing we know. Even the best in the sport, like Roger Federer, who won over 100 tournaments, Novak Djokovic, they are playing for so many years. Okay, so Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, Rafa Nadal, they all won around 100 or above tournaments in a career, which means that they won week or 2 weeks events. So they've been winners in these weeks. So it means that if we have a year is 52 weeks, and they play for 10 years, it's 520 weeks. They won only 1/5 of it. So most of the time they were losers, and it's nothing wrong in that, because that's the way that sport exists, and you're not gonna win every week. And if you're gonna win 3 tournaments a year, wouldn't you be happy? Yes, of course. This is one of not many sports where you are actually, even if you are not winning any tournaments, you can be a successful player. So yes, of course, it's difficult. And at the early stage, I would say it's really important to be really constant. You shouldn't be happy. You should be happy, but you shouldn't be too happy when you win. You shouldn't be too worried when you lose.
When your child has a coach, let the coach coach. It sounds harsh, but you do not know more than the coach. You really don't. Unless you've played yourself at a high level, you do not know more than the coach. And depending on where your child is in the development of their game, even your child would know more about the sport than you do. Again, it sounds harsh, but it's just a fact. It's just a fact. And if you hire a coach to help your kids play tennis, give him the freedom to do the work. Trust that coach. Have the communication with the coach, not with your kids. Support your kids. Give them the freedom to fly on the tennis court, and they will develop much faster than if you interfere.